Welcome, guys, to another video and another stream. We're still we're still only 1/4, about 1/4 into the entire Pacific Edge tour, so we're going to continue this tour until the bitter end. Tonight, last time we ended up, I had Skinny flying along, who flew with me all the way to Seattle Tacoma International and tonight. So this is the place where we're going to start tonight. And first of all, we're going to fly to Bowerman. I'm going to show you the map real quick so you get an idea of where we are and where we are supposed to go according to the flight plan. Let's just zoom out a little so you get an idea of where we actually are and how far we've come. You should be able to see, yes, this is the green part. The green line is the route that we've been flying so far. So you can see that's just about 1/4 or even only 1/5 of the entire tour. Right now we're at Seattle. We have entered the United States. We're going to fly all the way down to Mexico and then the Baja California, and then we go to the south of America, and we will fly all the way down to Argentina, and then into the land of fire, and finally do a hop onto the Falklands, and there it will all end. So yeah, let's zoom into Seattle Tacoma real quick. As you can see, that here, this crowded little area here is Seattle. It actually does quite, because of the complexity of the scenery, my computer is actually struggling with this. At least we've got some FPS drops in between. Then there's Bowerman, next stop, and Astoria Regional, and after that it's going to be Portland International and Aurora State and all that stuff. So I'm not sure how far we're going to get tonight, but I think it's realistic to say that we might fly to Bowerman and after that to Astoria and maybe even Portland. Let's see about that. So yeah, and I'm really looking forward to fly along the coast because some of this area I've seen personally in my life. So that is, it's actually pretty cool to also watch it from the air. Yep. So let's put that aside and start up the simulator. We're going to have to pick Let's pick Seattle Tacoma. Oopsie. Seattle Tacoma International. And then we need to pick a parking position. Oh, it's taken forever to load again. Let's see. Dude. Okay, I think tonight we're going to add the application audio. There we go. And I want this one here. Okay, it's a little bit too loud right there. How about that? That might be good enough. Okay. So we have life, the real weather situation right there. And we're gonna have to pick a proper parking spot. There are the terminals. This is a little bit too much for a little plane. It takes forever to load. Well, this is what you get when you have to stream all the content from those stupid Microsoft servers. So let's go to I don't know. This is cargo. Let's take that. Set as departure. There we go. And load up the simulator. Yep. Refresh. Let's see how long it takes to actually load up this entire thing. Reset the view from the tracker. Tonight I'm going to fly by the book again. I've done a lot of claptrap the other day when I was flying with Skinny, and I was doing a whole lot of stupid stuff. But tonight I think I'm going to try to be a little bit more serious again and not land on the taxiway and stuff like that. Let's just start the engine right there. I have a strong feeling this is not going to be fun. Oh, there are FPS drops all the way. Look at that. This is not cool.
Pause system test. Okay.
It's probably trying to load all the landscape and stuff, streaming that shit from the servers, which really is a bad idea. As you can see, look at that. The road's not really straight, isn't it? It's actually like a, it looks a bit like a, looks a bit like a racetrack. Yada, stop it. What does the temperature say? 11 degrees. Well, let's put on pitot heat. Yeah, stop bitching. I'm working on it. There we go. Fuel pump on, and let's hit the starter. And then, as usual, we're going to have to take a look at the NG value. Once it's above 20, it's really safe to actually introduce the fuel. There we go. Low idle. The ITT is probably going to peak out at 579. That's alright. It's the first start of the day, so it's not going to peak out any higher. Okay, values have settled in. Then we can turn off the ignition and the starter and put the pump on standby. Here we go. And let's increase the throttle to full. Why does it not work here? Does not. Oh, come on, please. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's working. Okay. That's that. Then let's go ahead and prepare the autopilot. We're going to fly at an altitude of 3,000 feet. At the beginning, depends on how we should actually talk. We should listen to ATIS.
Requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Bravo. Seattle Tacoma International Airport, information. Bravo. 1953 Zulu. Wind 195 at 9er. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, view at 2400 feet. Broken at 3100 feet. Temperature 11. Dew point 4. Altimeter 300A. Density altitude -100 feet. Arriving and departing runways 16 left, 16 center, 16 right. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Bravo.
Okay.
Seattle Tacoma International Airport, information. Bravo. 1953 Zulu. Wind 195 at 9er.
Okie dokie, so we've got information. Bravo, and I put in the altimeter already. We've got a few clouds at 2,500, which means that, I don't know, let's go to 2,400 I think. Let's go to 2,000 at the beginning. There we go. Vertical speed 1,000 should be enough. Yaw damper, flight director on, and we're going to fly by heading at the beginning. Yep. That's good enough for now, I guess. So let's get some clearance. VFR. At first, what is our destination? The destination was... it was Bowerman. Bowerman. Yes, sir, it was Bowerman. So let's talk to ADC. Let's talk to ground actually. Seattle Tacoma ground, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good afternoon. Oh, look at these juicy clouds over there. That doesn't look too friendly. Might be a bit rainy, actually. So, these guys are still not talking to me. They're not. I didn't hear a voice. That might be, the reason for this might be, I'm using, as you know, I'm using Say Intentions, and Say Intentions got some trouble keeping up with the I guess the servers are having trouble keeping up with the amount of players actually using it. So Seattle ground, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is on general aviation parking request VFR to Bowerman at 2000 westbound departure with information Bravo. Well, it takes forever.
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, taxi to General Aviation Parking via Bravo. For departure to Bellingham, expect runway 16 left. Contact tower when ready for departure.
I do not intend to Bellingham, for crying out loud. Seattle ground Delta Foxtrot Delta was reporting Bowerman as the destination, not Bellingham.
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, Roger, Bellingham is the destination.
No, it's not. Delta Foxtrot Delta would like to have a Bowerman as the destination. No, this is not going to work. Seattle ground Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is requesting the following destination: Kilo Hotel Quebec Mike.
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, Roger, destination KHQM, acknowledged.
There we go. That sounds better. Kodiak Seattle ground Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is requesting taxi to the active.
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, taxi to runway 16 left via Alpha, Charlie.
16 left, Alpha Charlie, Delta Foxtrot Delta. Okay, let's. Oh, we're not going to get stuck. Taxi. Let's just make a quick rundown of the checklist. ADIS, we did that. Radios, we did that. Autopilot, we did that. Check controls, we're going to do that in a minute. Clearance, we got it. Transponder, not yet. We're going to get it in the air. Taxi lights on. Talk to ADC. There we go. Okay, let's find our way to the runway, which is 16 left, as he said. That's not too far away, actually. That's easy to find. Just turn right here. I'm going to show you on the map. We are here. Now we're going to make a right turn, go ahead until this junction here, then turn right onto Alpha. And this is actually the shortest possible taxi that we can get with 16 left. That's nice, so we don't lose a whole lot of time on the ground. Let's go ahead and release the parking brakes. There we go. I'll be glad once we leave the Seattle area, because this is there's quite a lot going on here. There are airplanes spawning all over the place. have traffic? No, we don't. So, there's nobody coming our way. Let's make a right turn here and walk over to... Oh, wait a minute. This is the taxiway that we're supposed to follow. So, here we go. $16 left, as you can see. There is, not sure if there's anybody coming in. Let's just make a quick check of the controls. Make sure everything is working as intended. The brakes are working. It's working as well. So, let's go ahead and line up somebody coming in. Let's switch to the tower frequency. Seattle Tower, Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta is requesting takeoff runway 16 left, departure to the east. And we're gonna...
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, runway 16 left, winds 195 at 9er, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta.
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff. I need you to read back the runway number.
Runway 16 left, clear for takeoff, Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta. Okay, let's lower the flaps to 20 degrees.
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, runway 16 left, winds 195 at 9er, cleared for takeoff.
Trim is good. Oh, yeah. One thing we've got to do is landing lights on, taxi lights off. Altimeter, we did all of that. That's good. Okay, off we go. Oh, there was a bump in the runway, actually. Pretty tough bump. There's another one. So let's get off the ground. And we're on the way again. So nice. We're going to climb with a speed of about 100. Nah, we're not. We're going to climb with a speed of about 90 knots at first, and we're going to raise the flaps 1 notch. How about right now? And after that, we're going to fly on a heading of 2-3 degrees, something like that. Let's turn the heading bug to 2-3 something. There we go. And now we can actually go ahead and activate the autopilot. We've done all the necessary presets. And here we go. Let it do its thing. Raise the flaps fully. We're almost at 2,000 feet, which means we can go ahead and reduce the RPM to 2,000. Something like that. And the torques to 1,200 something. Here we go. A whole lot of ships down here. You know what? Today I feel like turning off the labels completely because I don't know. And what I also wanted to do is turn off. No, let's go ahead and turn off the labels. I think the labels were here somewhere. Nope, no labels here. Maybe somewhere here. I always forget to remember where the accessibility, subtitles, no, affection animation, no, user interface, no, controls, no. Oh, come on. They did really mess up the entire. Just doesn't make any sense here. I'm really at a loss here. I have no idea why these idiots were not able to put. There we go. Under flight interface. Yep, sure. That makes sense. A whole lot of sense. For crying out loud. Okay, and I desperately want to reduce. Oh, that was graphics, I think. The dynamic, no dynamic settings. What I wanted to reduce is the sea traffic, because I just don't like it. There we go. Turn it off. No. We're gonna have it on, but we don't want to have. Yeah, we don't want to have the nameplates, so that's good enough. Bowerman. This guy here. He's still there. It doesn't go away. As usual. He's persistent. Oh, we can actually go ahead and turn off the, that's something I always forget to do. Just turn off this little display because it gives us more FPS. And it doesn't hurt at all to not have it. Because this is a simulator. We're not going to use it anyway. The reflections are actually a little weird. If you're able to see this, I think you are looking at the video. Yes. you see these inside the reflections. You've got all kinds of blinking lights. I really have no idea why this is.
Kodiak
happening.
Delta Foxtrot Delta, you're leaving the Bravo airspace. Remain outside the Bravo. Frequency change approved.
Leaving outside the Bravo, frequency change approved. Delta Foxtrot Delta, goodbye. Yeah, let's talk to Seattle departure. Seattle departure, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, with you about 10 miles west of Seattle Tacoma at 2,000 feet. Destination Kilo Hotel, Quebec. Mike requesting flight following.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta Squawk 5675 in ident.
Squawk 5675 in ident.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, radar contact 6 south of Vashon Municipal Airport at 2,000 feet, heading 231, Vashon altimeter 30.06.
Altimeter 30.06 Delta Foxtrot Delta.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta altimeter 3006.
Yeah, I just did my read back and it was correct. So there is Seattle for you. Seattle is in some parts it's actually a very pretty city. What we could do is we could actually deviate from our flight plan a little and fly towards the city center. Because I'm desperately. Yesterday, no, it was the day before yesterday. I was actually looking for the Space Needle. I wasn't really able to find it, but tonight we're going to take a look at the city center. So we might, because yes, I didn't fly over the city center. I've been in Seattle once in my life. It wasn't for very long, just 2 days I think, but it was still pretty to look at, especially if you were looking from a higher altitude from the surrounding hills. It was a grand vista actually. So let's take a look. We're going to fly into the city center here. Maybe a little bit to the left actually. That is the airport. Yeah, let's go a little bit to the left. And let's see if we can find this very nice Space Needle. I don't know about you guys, but if you're female, which is rather rare, considering that flight sim stuff is usually more of. I'm not sure about that. I have no statistics available, but most of the guys that I had contact with in flight simulation are males, not females, which is a pity, actually. But so to the guys, I'm sure if you have a girlfriend or a wife, you've been forced to watch Grey's Anatomy. So was I. I actually, at some point, I did enjoy it. I have to admit. I admit I did enjoy it because it's funny. From time to time, there are pretty good jokes. But that is one of the things that are visible and recognizable instantly at the beginning of the series is when you get what is it called if an episode starts, the intro. In the intro you can actually see the Space Needle very quickly, so that was fun. That seems to me like some harbor area. The photogrammetry really hasn't kicked in the details yet, but it's beginning to form something recognizable. I will not leave Seattle without having taken a look at how are you doing. Yes, I'm doing well, Medellin. I hope you're doing well as well. I'm currently desperately looking for the Space Needle. We're above Seattle here, and unfortunately the photogrammetry stuff has not found a way to actually show us the Space Needle. You know what? We're going to cheat a little. I'm going to take a look at Google Maps, because I don't want to be looking for the Space Needle all the time. We've got the intention to fly a little today, so Seattle, Washington, USA. There we go. And where the heck is the Space Needle? Okay, let's take a look. Oh dear. I think we've got to fly towards the north again, just a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna have to turn around and fly towards the north. Oh, come on, please. Okay, let's see. It should be, I think, let's take a quick look at the map. I think it should be somewhere around here. Somewhere around these parts here. I mean, if we're heading into this direction, we're probably going to see it anyway, so there's a golf course. America would be a whole different country without all these golf courses.
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, contact Seattle Tower on 119.9er.
No, I won't. Well, I will. Let's turn left a little bit, even more, and then I think somewhere around this place here, let's raise up a little. What is going on? Do I have to reset the view? It really is. What is going on? I just want to reset the view, please. Camera, there we go. I'm a bit confused right now. Cockpit camera, IFR, no, VFR, pilot reset. There we go. This looks about what I want to do. Reset cockpit view. There we go. Oh, I put it on shift space. Okay. Yep, I did. All right. So now back to the task at hand. Let's find the Space Needle. Where's my map software? There it is. There's the Star Lake. Huh. Weird. Weird stuff. That's Seattle Tacoma. I have to take a look at the map again. So there's a little island right there. Let's turn off all this claptrap here for a second, so I can properly see where we are supposed to go. Yeah, it is a little bit to the left, I would say. It's opposite of Mercer Island, up here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's turn left a little bit. And then we should be able to see it somewhere around these parts. Somewhere up ahead. There it is. I think I can see it. That might be it. Let's fly towards this. Yeah, so the altitude 2,000 feet might be good enough, because as you can see, the ceiling, the cloud Actually, the lower ceiling of the clouds is at, I just said a couple of minutes ago, 2,400 feet, so we're going to stay below the cloud cover. This is the city center of Seattle, I would say. Let's see. Oh, there's another little airport down there. Which one is that? That's Boeing Field. What do you know? Oh, I'm curious. How big of a FPS drop the city cern is going to have, because this is a whole lot of detail. Lots of cars. Big parking lots. Oh man, look at that. This all still belongs to Seattle Tacoma. No, that's Boeing Field, I'm sorry. Seattle Tacoma was back there. So, Seattle Tacoma actually has 4 runways. No, 6 of them. 6. So once we've located the Space Needle, there it is. I can see it right there. We're gonna fly around and then head to our original, then go the original course that we intended to go. There are a couple of big ships down there. Some cruise ships, I would say. We do seem to have a little bit of crosswind. Yes, it's not too bad, but we do have, and we've got tailwind also, as you can see. The wind is going into the direction that the needle points at, so it's about 12 to 13 knots of tail and crosswind. So there's the Space Needle. Let's turn. We're going to fly manually here. And make a quick low pass. There is Seattle. And the Space Needle. There's the Space Needle. Look at the beautiful Space Needle. Lovely Space Needle. But this building down here, this really, the photogrammetry kind of messed up a little. That didn't look like that looked more like a crumpled piece of, I don't know, candy wrap. So let's get back on track. We did have the intention to go to a heading of about 232 degrees. Let's put heading onto this. Oh, I hate it. 32 degrees. Something like that. And then we can go ahead and activate the autopilot and let it do its thing. Yeah. So, Madeline, you still there? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, so it's leveled out at 2000. We can reduce the torques a little to 1200 something. That's a very nice, good weather. I like it. It's good to be able to watch the surroundings. Yes, you know. Let's take a look at the cruise checklist. The landing lights off? No, we don't, sir. We're at 2,000 feet, 2,000 RPM. We can actually go ahead and increase the torques a little bit to like 1,300. That's good. Whoopsie daisy. So up here at 2,000 feet, the actual temperature is only 5 degrees. On the ground it was like 11 degrees, if I remember correctly, and just 2,000 feet up, so that's about 600 meters. It's only 5 degrees. And I guess if we did increase the altitude, it would be even colder. The ground speed is about 144 knots. So it's we're not very fast because we've got a little bit of headwind, as you can see right here. It's coming from the southwest, and we're flying into it at least a bit, and it's slowing us down. For me, it's still hard to understand why why Microsoft actually Asobo, which is the development studio of the flight simulator, why they fucked up so hard in the beginning. Because I mean, in the end, if you look at what the world looks like with all that photogrammetry stuff and the textures and the satellite imagery, it doesn't really look any different compared to Flight Simulator 2020, and that one ran very smoothly in the last couple of months, and it doesn't look any worse. So the only thing that it lacks, of course, is the variety when it comes to trees, and I guess some of the add-on stuff like cars and ships. That's stuff that FS 2020 doesn't have that much variety. But still, I mean, we're flying, so I don't care about boats. I don't care about the cars on the ground, because the only time when I'm going to be able to see them is if I fly very, very low, or maybe at an airport. But they just don't play an important role. Let's turn left a little bit. And the performance, the overall performance of 2020 was so much better. No, that's a lie. It was quite a bit better. I mean, I'm sure that I would be able to crank up every little detail in 2020 with my current setup here. But I am not able to do this with 2024 because it's just so much less optimized, which is a pity. Look at the nice mountains here. Let's talk to Seattle approach, or departure actually. Seattle departure, Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta, with you about 20 miles 20 miles west of Seattle, Tacoma at 2,000 feet. Destination is a Kilo Hotel, Quebec, Mike.
Kodiak November Delta, Foxtrot Delta, Seattle approach, good afternoon, Bremerton altimeter 30.03.
Altimeters 30.03 Delta Foxtrot Delta. Olympia. So we're gonna fly towards, what's it called? Ocean Shores Municipal. Ocean Shores looks, sounds nice. There's a U.S. Coast Guard station at Westport. There's Aberdeen. You know what we could do, actually, to make things a little bit easier to understand is go ahead and use Google Maps. Maps.google.com. Let's make it a... Here we go. And then let's go to Seattle. Tacoma International. Here we go. That was where we actually started. And then this is the destination that we're heading to right now. The Great Grays Harbor National Wildlife Refuge. Then we're gonna go south. So this is what we're aiming for right now. Let's activate the satellite view. North Bay, and here is Oyhut Wildlife. This is Westport, what I was talking about a minute ago, and then this looks like a very nice area here. South Beach. Yep, so this is the area that we're going to fly alongside to the south. South Beach Christian Center. Oceanside view. It's all very pretty here, I guess. Alrighty, so let's keep that window open. Refresh. Yeah. Weather could be worse, but we do seem to have a little bit of rain ahead. Let's take a look at the radar. Let's decrease the range. Yeah. As you can see, we do have a bit of rain coming up. You can see there are clouds with a higher density. Yellow is pretty strong. It's probably rain, and then there's also orange and red. These are usually thunderstorms with lots of rain and the high density clouds that you can easily spot on the radar. So, but it doesn't seem that we have something like that. And my radar only has a certain range. As you can see, it kind of ends here. I'm not sure exactly what the range of the radar is, but it's limited, so we can only see ahead for like, I don't know, 20-30 miles at max. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. I don't care about the rain, as long as we can see something of the landscape, because otherwise it's going to be boring. Look at the beautiful sky, the beautiful mountains. There's also snow on them. I mean, it's still winter, kind of, at least, winterish. That looks like a nice area down here. That might be fun to hike or drive a boat. Oh my dude, look at the temperatures inside the cabin. We're gonna reduce this a little because it really is too hot in here. Seattle approach, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta requesting flight following. I'm not sure if I did request it already, but I think I did.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, you already have flight following.
Okay. Yeah, look at this. These are actually kind of curtains of rain. That looks pretty nasty. Maybe we're going to be able to snake our way through these curtains a little. Let's head towards this particular area here, where it's a little less wet. Yeah, I think it's already starting to rain. As you can see, we've got droplets.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, contact Seattle departure on 121.1.
121.1 for Delta Foxtrot Delta. Goodbye. Seattle departure, Delta Foxtrot Delta with you, 2,000 feet, 30 miles west of Seattle Tacoma. Should be good enough.
Kodiak November Delta Foxtrot Delta, Seattle departure. Good afternoon, Shelton altimeter 30.03.
Altimeter 30.03 Delta Foxtrot Delta. Do something about this setup here. Since my Logitech throttle quadrant is gone, I need to use the Thrustmaster one, which isn't ideal, but it takes a whole lot of space away from the place where I usually have my mouse. It's not ideal. We're going to have to turn right for a bit. Oh, dude. Look at this. There's whole lot of clouds here. This has been happening to me basically for the entire trip so far. I've had lots of bad weather. But I always feel like flying in real weather, otherwise it would be cheating. Seems like a quarry or something. Yeah, then the rain starts. As you can see, we're flying through one of those rain curtains, and it immediately shows up on the windscreen. Gonna be interesting to fly through this one here. I think we're not gonna be able to see a whole lot. Maybe let's turn to the left here. I mean, this is, we're not going to be able to, I mean, this is Bowerman, the next waypoint that I intended to go to. It's not a place where we have to land or a place we desperately need to go. It was just a waypoint on a flight plan, and if we can't see anything, really, then we could also go somewhere else. So that's what we're going to do. We'll fly through this hole here and hope we're not going to go under. So the clouds took up a lot of water over the ocean because we're nearing the coastline, and now it's starting to rain. Once the clouds are over the land, it seems necessary to release some of the water in them. It looks as if, as you can see it on the radar here, we're about here, and we should be able to go to the coastline after this group of clouds here. Just going to turn right a little bit so we can see the beaches. I think we're gonna call it a day once we reach Astoria. It's already pretty late, 22:35, so 11:30 p.m. at my location here in Germany. Oh, this is juicy. So much rain. So much water coming from the sky. There's a little bit of water coming down, as you can see on the windscreen.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, Bowerman Airport at your 4 o'clock, 14 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR. So long.
Seattle departure cancel, destination Bowerman. Instead, we are heading towards Astoria Regional, Kilo Alpha Sierra Tango. Yep.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, roger. Proceed to Astoria Regional. Cast.
Okay, but now we're going to actually use a flight plan since we've decided what our destination should be. We'll use the software for this, which is a pretty good one. Let's move the window over here. So, flight plan. Our destination was, it's not really that important, but our destination, let's say it was Bowerman, Kilo Hotel Quebec Mike, Kilo Hotel Quebec Mike. Enter. There we go, and the destination will be Astoria, Kilo Alpha Sierra Tango, Kilo Alpha Sierra Tango. Enter. There we go. Hit this. Load procedure. Approach. Let's see what kind of runways do we have at Astoria. There are a couple of runways actually, but there is only one which does have the ability to do ILS approaches. So we're gonna pick it. It's a good runway anyway because we've got like 10 knots of wind coming from the west, southwest, and runway 26 is pretty good for that. So let's use our nav 26 and okay, carb, blah blah blah. We can go ahead and load. Yep. Approach. Activate the approach. There we go. Activate the leg. And then we could, no, this is not my, that wasn't my intention actually. Activate the approach, there we go. I guess that should do it. And then let's go ahead and switch over to CDI and hit nav. It's gonna fly it to but it is not. Where is a story? Is that actually a waypoint? I have a strong feeling that it isn't. Let's take a look at the map. Zoom out. Actually, that looks okay, I guess. I'm not sure this is actually my intention. Delete the no, cancel. I just want to go ahead and use this, select the approach. RNF 26, there we go. Load and activate. It'll do, I guess. So. You know what? And then we're supposed to be at 5,000 feet. So let's raise our altitude to 5,000 feet. There we go. And put that on like 1,200 feet or something. Doesn't really matter that much because the Kodiak is a very strong climber. I guess we're gonna get into the clouds. We could listen to Astoria ATIS if they do have something like that. Let's take a look. Astoria. Blah blah blah. Nope, they only have Unicom and ASOS. So they do not have they don't have a tower. But they do have ILS, so Oh, we're accelerating quite a lot because it's leveling. Go. I would say that we're going to fly into a very rainy cloud there ahead of us. "24 miles to go." Here we go. Here the rain comes. That looks a bit like a smartphone right there. But I guess it isn't. This little thing here looks like an iPhone attached to the dashboard. Oh, look at that beautiful rainbow. Oh, dude. Yep, because it's raining. 15 miles to go. I need to learn to sit upright before my back actually gets into serious trouble. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense what it's doing here with the approach, because I mean, look at the chart, look at the map. This is the airport of, actually this is Astoria, so it basically flies towards Astoria, then makes a left turn, then flies a bit to the east, and then makes another turn to land here. This doesn't make any sense at all, to me at least. Let's go directly to that place. No. That's not good. Let's go to that place. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Yep. It doesn't, that's just, it doesn't feel right. How about you fly directly to USP? I don't know what the computer is doing here, but it doesn't feel right. There we go. What in the heck's name? Very weird stuff. But this time I have, it seems last time that I tried to do an instrument approach, I did not have, for some reason it didn't recognize the glide path, or I wasn't able to activate it. Tonight it seems that it's gonna work. I think there are still a lot of bugs left to fix for these guys. From a Sobo. Or maybe because the plane was actually made for 2020, for Flight Simulator 2020, and we're playing 2024 here. Maybe there are some things that are not perfect yet. And I'm still very much waiting for the 2024 version of the Kodiak, because there's one in the pipeline. that thing really has, it's got character, and it really has become my favorite plane. So let's descend to 3,800 because that's the target altitude for this particular waypoint. There we go. And reduce the throttle so we don't accelerate too much. Okie dokie. What's the message? Okay, we're at USP. No kidding, no. Okay, let's go ahead and activate the approach mode. Because then, as you can see, he's just intercepted the glide path. Now it's activated and it's going to automatically adjust the altitude. And it's easier for us to actually just let the autopilot do its thing. I mean, I could do it manually, but it's still fun to use the autopilot. I think that's pretty awesome to be able to do that. We can go ahead and slowly decelerate, because our approach speed should be about 110 knots actually in the Kodiak. At least in the circuit, I guess we don't need to slow down that much yet, but we're not that far away anymore from the actual runway. As you can see right here, runway 26, it's about 6 miles away, so we can go ahead and reduce the speed. We can also go ahead and lower the flaps to 10 degrees. You can see the runway ahead right there, so that was a nice and simple approach. Now the next waypoint actually will be the touchstone at the runway. We'll go ahead and reduce the speed even further and lower the flaps to 20 degrees. And we can put this window away, we don't need it anymore. Now I can do the approach manually. That'll be easier. The autopilot in the caravan, it's not the caravan, in the Kodiak is, I think, not meant to actually land by itself, but it's going to help you do a proper approach until you have the runway in sight, and then you can do the rest manually. So that's what we're going to do. Pull up the nose a little bit. But we can still use the glide slope to kind of stay on it. You can still see that there's this little indicator here. As long as it's in the middle, we're actually good on the glide slope. Right now I'm falling a little bit below it, and we're getting too slow.
500.
Let's go ahead and no, we've already extended the flaps fully. For some reason I have not been able to determine, it's actually more difficult for me to keep the approach speed even with the with the Thrustmaster throttle. I don't know why. I'm not doing very well with it, or too fast. It was easier with a Logitech throttle quadrant. I really don't know why. This thing here is somehow... They should clear the trees. Look at that. The trees are in the way, actually. There we are. I can see. Are there any buildings that were? Oh, there we are. Yeah. We can go off the runway. Traffic so far. Let's just be quick about it. I think we're meant to park here. So there we are. Low idle. Turn off that stuff here. Let's cut it all off. Yeah, that was it. So that was a nice leg. Short and to the point. And the weather wasn't too bad as well. So we're probably gonna do another leg tomorrow night, so take care. And I'll see you soon, I guess. Bye-bye.